Welcome to Rob Schmitt tonight. In the weeks and months after Trump's COVID vaccine came out, liberals flipped from saying that they would never trust it to threatening your career if you didn't get it immediately. Get the vaccine or your kids could starve, you science denier, they all screamed. And more than a year later, we're happy to report tonight that the vaccine Gestapo is finally easing up if, and only if, you are an illegal immigrant. In New York, from Mayor Adams' new open arms program for migrants who are seeking asylum, students in temporary housing are excluded from immunization requirements as part of their right to immediate enrollment. That's right. As Texas and Arizona continue to dump illegal migrants on New York City by the busload, liberal leaders like Mayor Eric Adams have been forced to make a decision, and they've realized that they cannot lose this political battle. It's all about the optics. They cannot admit what everybody in this country knows, that an open southern border is utterly insane. So they're doubling down at your expense. Another method of the many methods of big blue city self-destruction that we have seen to protect the ethos of liberal politics. Not just COVID, by the way. We're not just talking about the COVID vaccine here. Illegal immigrant kids are exempt from requirements for any vaccination. Measles, mumps, whatever they may be. There is no risk that liberals are not willing to take in their endless pursuit of total inclusion. There's no cost they're not willing to pass on to you in pursuit of their political agenda. You remember when Texas and Arizona began spreading their problem around to other states, one of the most beautifully brilliant political moves I've ever witnessed. In the beginning, the initial reaction from blue state mayors was anger. They were upset about this. Here's how Adams and Bowser initially reacted.
This is a real burden on New Yorkers. We already, as I stated, we already have an overburdened shelter system. So now we're talking about, as you stated, food, clothing, school.
We have for sure called on the federal government to work across state lines to prevent people from really being tricked into getting on buses.
Oh, they're being tricked. Okay. Well, you know, listening to these mayors complain did not play well at all with the vast majority of the American people who've watched illegal immigrants pour across our border for years and watched Joe Biden invite a surge to the southern border as he courted the lunatics on the open border left when he was trying to get the 2020 nomination. Red states spreading their problems to blue cities just seems fair. Actually, it seems perfectly fair, and frankly, it's awesome. So now these mayors have had to flip from the way they initially reacted to it. Now they have to own this crisis, because if you're liberal, poor, uneducated Central American migrants are a blessing in this country. Don't you know that's the rhetoric, right? They're not only equivalent in value to American citizens, they're actually more valuable, which is why we must incentivize their invasion of this country by giving them accommodations that you don't even receive, like vaccine exemptions for your kids and free $400 hotel rooms in Times Square, which the mayor has currently purchased thousands of with your money. Because illegal immigration makes us stronger. It makes us better. New York was a weak and pitiful city before Greg Abbott started busing thousands of illegal migrants here, and now, as anyone can see, we are thriving. But it wasn't easy. In fact, at first, New York forgot what a blessing unchecked illegal immigration really is. From the New York Times, the city's early response to the influx of migrants was marked by weeks of flailing and missteps, deeply at odds with the "give me your huddled masses" rhetoric of Mayor Adams. Some families slept in an intake office in the Bronx in violation of the law. Some were separated by bureaucratic snafus, and advocates said the city often failed to provide basics like food, diapers, and medical attention. NBC News actually put the head of New York City Immigrant Affairs on the spot over all of this. Take a look.
Governor Abbott did not give us any warning that he would be sending people to New York City. And as nonprofits like Catholic Charities have indicated, they started to receive people out of nowhere. And it's a situation that we are all trying to adjust and meet the moment.
Oh, so they just had no warning. God, how unfair. Did Joe Biden warn Texas that part of his campaign platform was to invite a surge of all Central Americans to the southern border? I don't recall that warning. Do you? But again, who cares? Because this is a good thing. We know this. Millions of poor and needy people is exactly what America needs at this critical point. It's exactly what we need. $30 trillion in debt. We need a way to print and spend more money. We need more liabilities. And we need more people who pay no income tax using our social services. That's what we really need. 4.9 million have crossed since Biden took office. How many will stay? Who knows? Probably most, at least half. Washington's mayor has been denied help from the Pentagon for a second time. I'm not sure exactly what Muriel Bowser needs help with. Democrats have said for years that immigration makes us stronger. So D.C.'s got to be like strong as hell right now. Just this week, hundreds of migrants lined up outside Lincoln Hospital in the Bronx, another beautiful sight, picking up their free food, free health care, school supplies for free, even free cell phones here in New York. That, in addition to their free Times Square hotel room, this is the beauty of immigration. This is what's going to make us stronger. It was billed as a resource and family fun day for the, quote, asylum seekers, which, as we all know, everybody that comes across the border is a real asylum seeker. It's just that simple. The New York Times reports the mayor's team was screaming at the migrants to smile for a picture with the mayor. And all of this, as former Trump advisor Stephen Miller says, the Biden White House is turning the United States into the world's epicenter of child trafficking, pointing to the 250,000 kids who have come across unaccompanied into this country because Biden invited them, and then been sent to stay with sponsors. But again, you have to understand the harsh realities of an open border are just background noise. Meaningless collateral damage. Our drug problem is the same thing. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is that America appears open and inclusive. If a few thousand kids have to get raped, hundreds of thousands of Americans overdose on fentanyl, it's worth it because it's the right thing to do.